About the Gallagher brothers, it's this.
If you want.
I think Liam Gallagher is good value on Twitter.
Yeah, I like when he says, as you were.
Yeah, at the end of everything.
LG. But I don't like Noel.
No, I don't like Noel.
He's very arrogant.
Yeah, he used to be the one that everyone liked. Now he's not.
Yeah.
And would you ever put BZ Kiss at the end?
I have done.
Have you?
Yeah, but only when I've copied him.
BZ.
BZ.
The BZ.
As you were BZ.
As you were BZ.
Yeah. But JP?
Huh?
As you were JP.
No, so the thing is, I am not allowed to be JP because in my friendship group, there's John Perry and he calls himself JP. And then when me and John Perry worked at Danson Stables, which is a restaurant, right, there was a James Pinder. And so there's 3 JPs, including me, but I wasn't allowed to be in the JP gang. So they changed my name on the rota to JB and they put my surname as Bruce. So I was known as Joe Bruce at Danson Stables.
I think you can say Joey Beige.
No.
Bruce?
Yeah, Joe Bruce. But also, just quickly, also, the first time I ever gigged, and hopefully maybe last time I gigged with Louis Schaefer, he was comparing and he was like, "What's your name, kid?" And I went, "Joey Page." And he went, "Jerry Pace, nice to meet you." So some friends call me Jerry Pace sometimes.
Jerry Pace is good.
Jerry Pace is a good alter ego. Anyway, welcome everybody to Got a Problem, Mate podcast.
Yes.
It's another podcast where 2 comedians you've never heard of but are starting to grow on you. Another 2 comedians, both of different personalities. One who's high energy and organised and the other one who's sarcastic and doesn't really do any work for the podcast. 2 comedians, 1 podcast with problems. One has prepped, one hasn't. The only episode we'll probably ever do with a guest called Ken. Welcome to Got a Problem, Mate podcast.
Ken? Is there no other Kens?
I don't think we're going to interview another Ken. I'd be surprised if we have another Ken.
Well, let's try that.
All right.
Welcome to the podcast. I don't need to do an intro. That was good.
Thank you. We could try and get Ken Bruce. The radio. He's just left Radio 2. Maybe
Let's get Ken Bruce.
What other Kens are there? Kenneth Branagh. He's not doing it.
Ken F. Branagh.
No, Kenneth Branagh. My dad's old boss Ken, but I wouldn't advise getting him on as a podcast guest.
Why?
Oh, he would be great actually.
Let's get
Ken.
Let's get Ken.
He's just retired. He's got time.
Perfect.
All right, we'll get Ken on.
How's your week been?
All right.
Yeah.
How's my week been?
Yeah.
How's your week been?
I asked how yours has been.
Very frustrating actually. It relates to my problem, which I'll bring to you in a minute.
You can tell me now.
Okay. Really struggling to write this week. I'm really annoyed at the amount of time I've been wasting, not being productive enough. I've had quite a free week to work on a show, and I've frittered it away.
Frittered?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know when you just fritter stuff away.
Sure.
You not heard that before?
No.
No. Okay. How's your week been?
Similar thing about writing.
Yeah.
I'd like to do little bits on my phone on the Google Docs app. Little notes of whatever stuff for the podcast.
Are we sponsored by Google Docs this week?
Google Docs. Check it out. What I've noticed more and more is that especially on the underground, people look at my phone and are reading.
And are you writing things you don't want people to read?
Stuff, man. Stand-up ideas, come on.
Yeah.
It looks weird.
Yeah.
But it's so annoying.
You just writing like, "I hate my girlfriend," stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Like that.
Yeah.
This guy seems like a psycho.
What have you had that problem?
I write by hand because I want people, when they see me on the tube, to think, this guy's a cool guy, he's probably in a band or he's a poet or something.
If you're in a band, you don't take the underground.
Yeah, you do.
No, if you're in a good band.
Yeah, well...
Radiohead.
You'd be surprised how much bands don't make until they get to the very high level.
Do you think Radiohead take the Piccadilly line?
Are high. Radiohead probably don't. Well, he probably does. You wouldn't notice him, would you? Tom York, he doesn't stand out. If you saw Liam Gallagher, sure he's going to stand out, but Tom York...
I think he does take buses, Liam Gallagher. Though.
Yeah, he's a man of the
So I've disproved my point. Should we get our guest on?
Wait, was that your problem?
Yeah.
That you don't like people looking over your shoulder?
No, but people generally looking at your phone because they're not even subtle about it. What do? It really, really annoys me.
Yeah. Well, you've got to be careful as well because sometimes if you've got friends like mine, they'll send you something and it's like a picture and it'll be like zoom in and then you zoom in and actually the picture isn't the picture at all. It's like porn. Something like that. Like someone's great big penis. You don't want anyone looking over your shoulder at that. You've got to be careful. We haven't actually even introduced ourselves. I didn't say our names or anything.
Shall we introduce each other?
This is my very good friend, BZ, Bilal Zafar.
As you were.
He's a comedian, and he talks for the Guardians twice.
He talks for the Guardian twice.
That's what you said the other day. You said
I said I've written for him.
Yeah.
And you said, well, you don't talk like you talk for them.
Yeah, okay.
This is Joey Page. He's got to go Aberystwyth for a gig.
Yeah, so we got to get this done. It's far. It's far.
6 hours. You're on the road a lot, man.
Yeah, I'm a road hog.
Yeah.
That's how you should have introduced me, road hog.
Do you like that lifestyle?
Depends on what's going on in my personal life. If I've got a lot of problems, no, it's too much time to think.
But then that's if you have problems, you're sad every day anyway, regardless.
You might as well be sat on the M1 or whatever the motorway may be. Okay. So, who's today's guest, Bilal?
Today's guest is a brilliant comedian, Ken Cheng.
Okay. Let's get him in.
Good friend of mine. You never met him before.
I've never met him before. But I did do some research.
Oh,
so
good.
I'm excited.
Let's get him in to do the problems. Yeah.
I like that.
Welcome, Ken. Let's get him in to do the problems.
Get him in to do the problems.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Welcome.
So, Ken, we're both going to do an introduction, and then you're going to see which one you like the most.
Okay.
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 Our guest today is the comedian and very funny Chinese person who has done 3 series about being both of those things on Radio 4. He didn't have a beard when I looked him up on the internet, and now he has. It's Ken Cheng! The only Ken we're probably ever going to have on the podcast.
Okay.
Your turn.
Yeah.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, with the growing landscape of the world and all of that stuff, comedy's become very important, more important than anything else. These days, politicians are the comedians and comedians are the philosophers and there's a lot of censoring going on. But this guy doesn't let that stop him. He says it like it is, and he says what he means and means what he says, and all of that. Banned from several comedy clubs for telling the truth and the edginess. And he's been nominated for a BBC award, which is weird considering that they have him on there even.
Because he's so edgy.
Because he's an edgy guy. Ladies and gentlemen, my good friend, who I've done lots of stuff with actually, Ken Cheng.
Thank you.
How's it going?
How's it going, man?
Good, thanks. I like both those intros.
Okay.
I probably prefer yours because it made mention of my beard and I'm all about masculinity.
Yeah,
This is new for you.
Yeah.
I've not seen you with a beard.
I had one a few years ago and then I've just started to grow it.
Now, but even though I did mention your beard, I'm now going to spend some time deconstructing and slagging it off slightly.
That's fine.
It's very I've got the same problem.
Yeah,
I can't grow anything here. I know you can, but I can't grow anything at the front. So if I ever grow a beard, it's very armish. And so that's why I've got a tash, because I can't do a full beard.
Have you tried? Didn't you have one for a little bit?
Yeah, but did you not see it? It was so bad in lockdown.
I think it's fine.
No, it was really bad. Everybody says that it looked like you were going for a breakdown, which I guess we all were.
That's true. It kind of suited the time.
Yeah.
I don't have that problem.
No. Yours is almost too like too landscape though. Like I don't trust you.
It's just naturally how it is. I trim these bits and I
Smart.
make sure the moustache doesn't sort of go too long, because then I'll be like that, and you don't want that.
Oh, also, just while I remember,
Yeah.
and I totally should do this off air.
What?
I've had a new idea for the podcast where listeners get in touch with their feedback from previous episodes. So if you want to send in your feedback, then email us at gotaproblemmate@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Or if you've got a problem.
That's not a new idea, don't we? I've said that before. Like,
Have we?
Any feedback
Okay.
or your problems.
But I want to start reading them out.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we need some emails.
You had
first.
some feedback. Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No, because I'm just asking for it really now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Officially.
What do you think so far?
It's good. I feel very comfortable.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Very comfortable. Nothing bad can happen.
Can we put that on TripAdvisor? Very comfortable.
Nothing
for
bad
guests.
has happened so far.
Yeah.
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 You might get some tourists coming here.
Yeah.
That's all
That'd
right.
be good. See where we record it. See where the famous Got a Problem Mate podcast is recorded.
Right here in Buckingham Palace. Come along.
So, Ken, for the lay person, which is also me in this case, tell us about how you got into comedy.
Just signed up to a student gig in Cambridge, and just decided to do it on a whim. Went well. Kept doing it.
How scared were you?
Quite scared.
You done any like drama before?
No,
Anything
never,
like that?
never,
Nothing.
never.
Yeah, I'm like that.
Yeah, I was.
So are you, right?
No, I was a real drama pony.
Were you?
Yeah.
What were
Are
you?
you
in?
serious?
I did like A-level drama.
Oh,
Shut
Yeah.
What was your big A-level play?
Well,
I had no idea.
we did Glengarry Glen Ross up
Oh,
at Edinburgh
sick.
Fringe, and I had to do an accent. It was really bad.
When you were like a teenager?
Yeah.
Is this
Oh,
true?
wow.
And like 60-year-old
You've been
Shelley
to the
Levine.
Edinburgh Fringe
Oh, you were Jack
acting.
Lemon's character.
Yeah, I was Jack Lemon's character. Yeah. Shelley Levine.
I didn't know
I was
this.
like, get the chalk, get the chalk. I mean, I couldn't do that. It's ridiculous. We were making people pay money to come and watch. In fact, Jimmy Famarema
Yeah.
of this podcast
Yeah.
as a guest, he was also in it with me.
Who was he? Was he Al Pacino?
I can't remember who were the two the main bad guy characters.
Bad guy.
The
They're all
worst
bad,
two.
aren't they?
The worst two.
Like the main two, the most confident two.
The most confident two. Jack. It was
can't
Jack
remember.
Lemmon, which was you.
Yeah.
And there was Ed Harris, who's like the dickhead who stole it all. No.
Yeah, I think that was Jimmy.
The Leeds. That's
Yeah,
what I
Leeds.
remember.
Yeah, get
Get
the
the
leads.
You ever
I
done
got
call,
the
Gary
Leeds.
Leeds.
You
Yeah.
ever done call centre work? Imagine
No,
you're in that
no,
film.
no.
Oh, it's horrible, man.
I worked
It's
at
very
Bounce
bleak.
table tennis.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't know you were a theatre boy.
I wasn't. Well,
Yeah.
not really. But what happened was, my drama teacher at school emailed me when I was at uni and was like, "You should go on this comedy course. You'd be a good comedian." I was like, "I don't want to be a stand-up
You did a
comedian."
comedy
and then
course?
I did the Amuse Moose comedy course.
Oh, that was Jago.
yeah, he was Jago.
What's that like?
For me, I was 21 and really sort of like, once I decided I was doing the course, I decided I was being a stand-up. And it's like an AA meeting. The first one, they go around and go, say your name and why you're here. And people are like, I want to write funnier jokes in my work presentations. And someone else was like, I'm trying to write a musical and I'd like it to be a bit funnier, so I've come on the course. And I stood up and went, I'm here to be a professional stand-up comedian. Anybody here who's not here for that reason is wasting their time. I said that.
Did anyone else go on to be a comedian from that course?
Yeah, Ed Axel.
Ed Axel.
And he's a real person.
Yeah,
James Mullinger, who is big in Canada, weirdly, just Canada, and Colin Owens, who just runs one gig in Southampton. Still,
I'm sorry, Ken. I know you're the guest. This is blowing my mind. All of
I
this.
know.
I didn't know.
I can act. I acted in your thing. I'm a good little actor.
No, I'm not saying you're not a good actor. I just didn't know. I thought you were like proper working class boy like me.
Yeah, but I did drama at school.
Yeah, working class people can do drama.
No,
Yeah.
They can
not
do
allowed.
drama.
Yeah.
Not allowed.
Don't.
Anyway, Ken, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well.
You've been nominated for a award for your Radio 4. It's a series, right, that you did?
Yeah, stand-up series.
And how many episodes in that?
There's two.
2 episodes.
There's two, yeah.
It's the same one that I was talking about.
Yes.
Series 3.
Yeah, series 3 got nominated.
How long is an episode?
30 minutes.
That's a lot of work because I did a thing for Radio 4. I did a one-off 30-minute thing. I had to write out the entire thing. Did you have to do that?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
It's a good way to learn it, though.
That's
you know?
the opposite
That's
of
how
what
I learn my
want.
stuff.
That's how I used to do all my
I
stuff.
do bullet points, man.
I used to script all my stuff
Really?
really meticulously, but not anymore.
Nah.
Not anymore.
Well, this is going to almost... I think this all fits in quite nicely into today's episode because the two problems that me and you have talked about have both been writing-based. But I feel like I've now got a new problem. Why am I the only one who's not been asked to do Radio 4?
There's reasons, mate.
What are the reasons?
Look at us.
Look at us.
All right,
They
look,
could do
and
with a
then
little...
look at you.
They could do
Look
with
at
some
you,
working
yeah.
class spike in there.
That's true. They've already got like their one working class white guy.
Who is it?
Who is
I don't know, man.
Jeff Norcott?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go with Jeff.
Yeah, but he's on the Tory side, isn't he?
Yeah,
are
he
you.
is.
No, I'm not.
You are. You said. You
Yeah.
said to keep it quiet.
Yeah, you said don't tell anyone.
Yeah, I've got a picture of Ian Duncan Smith under my bed.
Duncan Smith.
Is he still there? I don't know.
He is still around.
Okay. But Ken, we were talking as we like to at the beginning of the show about any sort of little problems that have cropped up in our week, and I've really been struggling to write, and you're very neat and tidy writer, and your delivery also sort of mirrors that. But having to write all this stuff for Radio 4, you've done 3 series of it now. So like as Bilal said, that's a lot of content.
Yeah.
How do you, other than like having the pressure of a Radio 4 show, how do you write? Like, what's your process? How do you? Because I just can't get it done.
My process these days is all. See, I was talking about how I used to write all down. Now I don't write anything down. I think I've gone completely the other way. I just talk. I just say things out loud over and over again until it becomes stand-up.
No way. What, like at home on your own?
Yeah, out loud at home on my own.
Who do you live with?
2 other guys who do a bit of comedy, actually.
Okay, so they're not finding that weird. That
No.
Ken's just always talking to himself in his room.
I just blame it. I don't say that I have Tourette's, but I pretend. I leave that open as a
Open to
possibility.
interpretation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might have mild Tourette's because I do make random noises sometimes. So
I do that a little bit.
yeah. So who knows?
I do that. It's like sometimes just cry.
Yeah. Do you ever scream? Just scream randomly? Ah!
Only in traffic. But yeah, so like, and then what? You would notice that you keep on saying the same thing over and over again. You're like, well, that's a bit now. Like, or
Yeah,
like, do you
yeah.
say things and then go, oh, that's good. I'll write it down. Like, how does?
Yeah, I'll probably say things over and over again and then decide to write it down when I have like kind of the rhythm. Because I realized before I used to write it down and then try to say them and they just come out and they just feel so unnatural because they came from the page. And it's like, this is robot speak. This doesn't sound like comedy. But a few years ago, I decided my philosophy for writing is if it's fun to say, it's gonna work.
Right.
If something is fun coming out of your mouth, it'll go down well on stage, and it's never failed. Like I don't think anything that there's nothing that I've enjoyed saying. Like if anything I enjoy saying, it's gonna go down well with the audience, and that's always been true. It's only when I deviate from that and try to like force a joke, like force a clever joke somewhere with all this intricate like stuff that it just doesn't work because I didn't just think, oh, that was fun to say.
Oh yeah,
It's
cool.
very interesting.
But you do seem to get an awful lot out of a topic, and maybe it's because you've had to write these like episodes based on things. But it's like, and this is gonna be fun to say. You're like one of those orange juice machines, you know, like the fresh orange juice. You
I
really
love
like
those,
squeeze.
man. I love them.
Like I listened to the pandemic episode,
Yeah.
and it's like, yeah, it feels like you did so much, almost like mapping out of like every single thing you could have written about. You've done it and then made it funny, and I'm just like, I'm quite in awe of that, to be honest.
I think you just keep going, you just keep pushing, you just keep thinking, what are the ideas? You start with a million ideas and you just try and get the best out of them. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't do that.
I just get bored so easily. Or
I
like
have one
distracted.
idea and then it's not that good. Then I go to bed. Yeah.
Well, I decided, well, because it was about the pandemic and everyone was going to be talking about the pandemic, I needed to really nail it to the ground, you know. There would need to be a reason to do it.
And you're doing it quite a while after
Yeah.
the event because
Yeah,
of how
so
these
I
things
really
work.
need to just like, if you're going to pick a topic, you've got to justify that you're doing it rather than some other random comedian.
So when you wrote the whole thing out for Radio 4, did they come back and tell you have to change certain things? And did you experience that?
Not this time, actually. I think they've
Oh.
just kind of,
They
now that
finally
I've done
trust you.
3,
They trust you.
they just don't give a shit.
Yeah.
That's a good thing about Radio 4. They don't micromanage at all.
Oh, that's
Like
good.
they just let you go. Like it's so hard to make a bad radio show. Like who's that?
I'm going to have a go. What's the name that I need to contact? Okay.
Like no matter what, you still made a radio show. It's like what is the difference between a really good radio show and like an average one?
It's different, isn't it?
I think there is a difference.
but you can never be worse than like average. Like you're never listening to a radio show like that's a really terrible radio show because it's just ultimately someone speaking. Well, you can make terrible TV. There's so much that could go wrong with TV.
But you could do bad comedy on
Yeah,
the
I
radio,
guess so.
right?
I guess so.
Also, it's
That's true.
different.
That's true.
It's a different tone on Radio 4, isn't
That's
it?
true.
That's what I found because I just took a show I'd already done and then used 30 minutes of it. But I found that they wanted to change the tone of it.
What was yours
quite a
called,
bit.
Bilal?
Was that Cakes? Was it?
No, the show that I did on Radio 4 was called British Muslim Love. That was based on a show I did about online dating in 2017.
About
It was
shagging.
good.
About shagging?
Yeah.
Shagging. Too much shagging, they said.
Yeah.
But I've done too much shagging. Take out the shagging.
And is that still on BBC Sounds?
I've got it on YouTube.
Is it on BBC
I don't know
Sounds?
if that's allowed. It's
probably-
probably not. It might be on BBC Sounds.
It probably isn't, but they won't ever do anything. But they don't
Well, no,
have,
I don't think they'll do
they
it.
don't have the muscle radio for.
No, and also,
they're not going to send people.
What? It has 2,000 views. I'm not making money.
They'd probably send like one guy round to look through your window and be like, no, it's not there.
Like
And
the
then
TV
leave.
license
Yeah.
guy.
Don't get me started on that guy.
Have you ever let in a TV license guy in? I
No.
did once.
I've never even. I kept on. Do I keep on? Let's say I kept on. Let's not say I keep on.
Kept on.
No, let's not say I'm still keeping on. Let's say I kept on.
Okay.
Let's say I kept on ignoring the letters
Yeah,
rather than I
let's
keep
say
on
that.
ignoring them.
Yeah.
And they just go through a cycle of saying, oh, we think you might not have a TV license. Maybe you've just moved in and you need to get it sorted.
Yeah.
Then it's like, then they're like, this is your last chance to get it sorted. We will, and then one will say like, are you in on the 7th of September? Because one of our operatives may be in your area, or maybe it'll be a different day. And, they don't know your name. They don't know if you're in a block of flats. I'm pretty sure it's hard for them to differentiate which room a TV is in any given flat.
Yeah.
So unless they can look through your window and see, I don't think they
Yeah.
can do very much.
You said you let one in.
Yeah, one time, 4 years ago. And I didn't realize you can just not let them in.
Yeah.
Legally, they have no.
They've got nothing.
They're not allowed to come in. But I
They're
let
like a
them in.
daddy long legs.
Yeah.
They've got the venom, but they haven't got the teeth to administer the bite.
And what did they do?
They checked my TV. Luckily, we weren't using an aerial around then. So,
Nobody uses an
Yeah.
aerial now.
yeah.
Yeah.
But they checked this box, which I think we were using to watch illegal TV. But luckily, the iPlayer app was broken on it, so they couldn't access the iPlayer. They were like, oh, what's this box? And they were making me flick through it. And I was like, oh, shit, they're going to find out that I've been using it. But I went onto iPlayer, just didn't load. I was like, okay, well, got been.
Nice.
Listen,
Dodged a bullet.
if you're already paying for some subscription services that are cheaper than the license, and I'm not going to listen to your thing or Ken's thing. I don't need the license.
Yeah,
I don't want to watch things like that. I want to watch things like Ozarks, which I pay for.
Yeah.
on
Yeah,
Netflix.
fair
But you don't use any TV anyway.
Oh,
so
can we
it's-
talk about that? as a
Ozark?
problem? No.
Yeah.
This new do you know about the Netflix thing now?
that you
can't
can't share
password share.
passwords?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
But do you know how they're going to implement it? Have you heard about this?
You have to sign in once a month.
From your home, like Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So that's how they check it.
So like you could actually invite everyone around once a month. Like if
To
you're sharing with
log
someone,
in. Yeah.
to have a Netflix sharing party, everyone comes around once
Yeah.
a month.
Everyone gets COVID at the same time.
Yeah,
Everyone
yeah.
gets chicken pox,
Chicken
and we all
pox,
leave.
Yeah.
Why
Everything
are they
all done.
doing that? They make enough money
No,
to
they don't.
just let.
They don't.
Oh, they
Netflix
don't.
are heavily in debt and have always been in debt
Oh,
because they keep,
People still haven't sent back the DVDs from when it was a DVD lending service.
Well, they keep throwing millions at shit TV
and
shows.
comedy specials they'll pay 50 million.
Yeah,
to a
exactly.
guy.
Very bigoted comedy specials.
Yeah.
Is that the plan for you, Ken? Will you use Radio 4 to get Netflix to
Netflix.
drive a load of cash round and then just dump it on your doorstep?
I wish.
Did
I
you
wish.
guys used to use Netflix when it was CDs?
No.
Or there was
No.
another one called like
Love
I
Film.
Love Film.
Love Film.
I
was
did
a
it
thing.
at uni.
Yeah, my friend used it. Sounded
Yeah,
cool.
but I got FIFA off them.
Never
I
seen
can't
that.
remember. No, I didn't send it back, but I think they went bust or something.
Yeah,
They
Love
never
Film
asked for
went
it back.
Bust.
I did
Yeah.
it with I do it with a pasta thing.
Excuse
Oh
me.
yeah, you
They send
back
pasta through your
You
door.
send it back after you.
You send it like after you've eaten. No, you don't. Like once a week, they bring me like a pasta thing to cook. Like it's like one of those meal boxes, but
Hello
just
Fresh.
specifically for
Just
pasta.
pasta.
But then like I only tick the weeks that I want it. Like if I know I'm going to be home, I'm like
Is
maybe
it-
it's like it's
it worth
just
it?
like having a little takeaway. I mean, it was nice, but I've stopped using it.
It
But-
doesn't sound. You could go to Tesco, right? And just
Yeah, but
buy
they only
pasta.
do the same pastas. These guys, they send you some different
What'd you get?
pastas. Let's get them to sponsor the pasta cast.
If you
Pasta
know-
cast.
If you know their name.
Yeah, what are they called?
Ken,
I've seen
I,
adverts for them.
I wanted to ask you what you did very well with your Radio 4 stuff, etc., and all of that.
Yeah.
What do you want to be?
What do I want
What
to
do
be
you wanna
when
be
I grow up?
when you grow up?
I want to be some kind of authority.
Oh,
No, like I want to have some kind of gaming related content online. I want to build,
Online?
Yeah, like
you could do that today.
yeah, I could, but like
I mean, Bilal literally knows how to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do that.
but I mean like making like YouTube video essays.
I like that.
Yeah,
I
or,
really like
reviews
watching
of
those.
games and stuff.
Aren't they good to fall asleep to? A good
Yeah.
video essay.
Yeah.
You seen
Wow,
any of this?
I mean, that's all I need to know. They're good to fall asleep to. Absolute waste of fucking time.
No.
No, there's a really
Go
good
outside. Go for a walk. Go outside. You know,
You can also
kiss somebody. Like, you don't have to be
Kiss
watching.
somebody.
No, you know, just do something exciting. You don't have to, you know, travel. You don't have to sat at home in the dark with your little light on, going, oh, what's
Makes
someone?
a good point. I'm gonna throw away my gym now.
Hey,
You're right.
when you said
I'm gonna become a jock.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
basically,
go
this is not. Basically, I realise I've walked into a nerd trap on this episode, today, haven't I?
Yeah, you have.
Yeah.
Big time.
You're outnumbered.
I just remembered. Sorry, I'll be quick. A little flashback memory. The comedian Sasha Ellen, she's very good.
Yeah,
I did
Never
a
heard
gig
of
for her.
character experience.
Wait,
Yeah,
wait, has she got good gigs?
I did a gig with her ages ago.
Has she got good
And we
gigs?
were leaving,
I love
right? And this is a little while ago when Pokemon Go had just come out.
Oh yeah.
And we were talking about it, like, oh, it's cool, isn't it? And this guy came up to us and said, you know what's better than Pokemon Go? Traveling. I swear to God. And I said, well, yeah, it's a bit more expensive though, isn't it?
But also you can
Pokemon Go is free.
you can do Pokemon Go while
And
traveling.
travel.
That's like they're not mutually exclusive.
Might have been you.
In disguise.
I wouldn't have said travel. I'd just be like, go to the pub.
You said kiss someone.
Yeah,
go to
in
the
the pub.
travel.
You did say travel just
Yeah.
now.
Play a sport. Even read a book.
No.
You don't even like books.
Yeah.
I can't. No, I can't like books. I
Can't.
find it hard. I find books difficult.
I find books difficult.
Oh, you do? Yeah.
I don't have
I
attention
don't
span.
read much.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Audiobooks?
Stop trying to plug audiobooks.
I've been listening to them lately.
Audible.
No, they've got their own podcast channel. We don't want to be.
We
promoting
can't
those.
talk about Audible.
Wow.
This will get
You're not
every
on
time we say the
Audible.
word audible, it gets bleeped out. On the podcast.
What channels are you on?
We're not gonna.
What channels are we on?
Yeah, what would this be?
Well, this is going to be on BBC One.
BBC One, yeah.
As I'm
I
not paying my
think so,
license,
yeah.
it's
You can't watch it. Yeah. It'll be on all the podcast places. Your Spotify's, your
Apples.
Apples, your
Acast.
Acast, your
Yep.
Sky Sports 2, your
Yeah, be in sport.
beIN Sports, Setanta Sports. Do you remember?
Sports.
Yeah.
They've got live coverage, exclusive coverage of the Intertoto Cup.
Mm.
Yeah.
Eurosport.
Eurosport, yeah, I was
It's
going to say
be on there.
Eurosport. I remember that on my cable TV.
Yeah.
Blaze.
Oh, sorry.
Have you seen that channel, Blaze?
Right. I got a Samsung TV, right, 50-inch, not relevant. Right, Samsung TV.
Pretty good.
It's
Pretty
got
Big
its
dick,
own
small,
channels.
Big TV, small dick.
Yeah, you said it wrong.
No,
Big dick, small
Big dick.
Yeah,
It
that is what
counts.
I've got. My TV's about smaller than my laptop screen. It's all relative.
Samsung has its own channels, right?
Mm.
Okay. The Jamie Oliver channel. I swear.
Bosh.
Come over, both of you. We got the Jamie Oliver channel.
Okay.
It's just Jamie Oliver. You've got a Catfish channel. You know the show Catfish.
Just for catfish?
Just Catfish.
Just catfish all day long?
It's weird.
What,
There's a,
just swimming around in the river?
there's a show that there's a channel that shows like European cricket, which if people know about cricket, it's like Spanish cricket and stuff, man.
Didn't know that was the difference.
No.
Did they have to have a nap in the middle?
No, they didn't. Take that back.
What, siesta?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Very good.
Siesta Sports, is that what the channel's
It is. Anyway, sorry, I just wanted to tell you about those channels.
Okay. Have you seen the TV channel Blaze?
Yes.
What is
I
that?
love it.
Where's that?
It just shows things like what I'm obsessed with at the minute. I've spoken about this on another episode. Like gold diggers. Like they're
okay.
actually like prospecting.
No,
for
literal
gold.
gold diggers.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Like
those
in
kind of
Australia
shows.
and like
Yeah.
you know,
Ghost
UFO
hunters.
mysteries, all that
Okay.
kind of stuff. There's a lot of stuff about gold. Where is Nazi gold hidden? That kind of thing.
A lot of weird stuff with Nazis, isn't it? There's William Shatner's Unexplained.
Oh yeah,
Unexplained, yeah.
William Shatner,
Aliens,
Aliens.
Ghosts.
one of the
yeah.
best presenters of all time.
It's a good show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Ken. Listen, we've gone all over the place
it's
here,
okay.
right? But
Should we
it's
get
'cause
down
we're
to
having
the-
a nice
Let's
time.
get down-
and learning.
Let's get down to the meat and potatoes of what this podcast is about.
You okay?
Problems.
You're right.
I just want to say it in a fun way.
You lost all your energy there.
No,
You
did I?
deflated.
No, I was being. I believe I was trying to be a bit like serious and.
That was serious.
And like venerable. I don't know
Venables?
if I don't really know if I've got the right meaning of that word.
Go on, get to the potatoes.
Let's get
So, guys, let's get down to the meat and potatoes of what this podcast is about. Huh?
Go on.
Yeah. This podcast is called "Got a Problem, Mate." We've invited on a mate, and now we're going to get into his problems, mate. If you want to join in at home, you can use the hashtag.
Mate, this isn't working.
If you want to join in at home, you can use the
You sound
hashtag.
fed up. You sound like you're high.
It's the Elon
Got
Musk.
You can join in with the hashtag
No.
Let me do it. Join in with the hashtag GAP, M ?
Ken, you can't put a comment in the hashtag. No, we need to ask Ken about our problems first.
Okay.
Well, we kind of have. I've done mine about
We didn't
writing. We'll do yours.
Guess it's yours.
Oh yeah, so people looking at your phone or
Do you
your
ever write
laptop
on the
when you're
tube?
writing.
This actually reminded me of something that happened to me quite weird. I was texting a friend, her name's Rhiannon, and then later on, she got a message from someone being like, "Hey, I was sitting next to someone who was talking to you on the tube." Sent her a picture of me from behind with my phone screen, and it was so weird because like.
Hang on, wait, I don't understand.
no,
Let's
no,
go through this again.
So I'm on the tube. I'm talking
You're
to
on the
my friend
tube.
Rhiannon, and then later.
What, you're next to her?
No. I'm texting her.
You're texting her.
She's somewhere else.
Yeah.
And then later, a random guy who knows her vaguely sends her a message being like, "Hey, I was
On the tube,
On
I
the
saw
tube.
someone texting you.
And
it
took
was
a
like,
picture of Ken.
and it was like so weird because he was like, "Oh, I was just about to get up, and I happened to look at the phone screen and saw your name." I was like, "But
What was
were
you
you
texting?
Or were you just looking at my phone the whole
Just
time?"
looking at your
Yeah.
phone.
What was you texting about? Was it juicy?
No, it was just kind of really boring stuff, but it was.
So was it over like WhatsApp?
Yeah, WhatsApp. Yeah.
And what is this guy's relationship to her?
He doesn't know her that well.
Oh.
They're acquaintances, and it's just all a bit
That's
weird.
worse.
Well,
I'll
he's
find
definitely
actually-
chirping, isn't he?
Yeah, I'll actually find
Trying
I
out.
to
think
crack
that's
on.
a chat up line.
That's his way in. He's desperate for a reason to message
Yeah.
her.
Yeah,
I
probably.
saw someone text
Texting you, and I thought,
Want to get together?
No, I thought I'd say, oh, what? And then you'd be like, what are you doing this week? Have you got any good fun plans? I'm doing this. Maybe you should come along. And bang,
Yeah.
all of a sudden they're in an 8-year relationship.
Is that how yours started?
No, it's not how I start things, but I'm just saying I know the mind of a guy like that.
Yeah. What are you looking for?
I'm trying to look for the original message because it also said something quite weird in it, and it was just all.
Oh, you
like,
can
I
find
hated
it.
his
You
sweatshirt.
can.
Yeah,
Was it
I'll
just
have to
like
go
that?
all the way back.
We'll film.
It's worth it. We'll
It's one
film.
thing, let's go. Let's
While
film,
Ken's
please.
looking.
Yeah,
How do you think this episode's going?
I like it. It's like all over the place, but I think in a good way.
I think we've got some good energy today.
Yeah.
I
Except,
think-
I mean, you did lose all your energy.
No, but I did that on purpose.
I don't know, man.
I think this is a good benchmark of an episode to when we're feeling a bit low energy, we should come back and listen to this to get,
Listen to this bit.
No, the previous bits and be like, right now we've got our little peckers up and we're ready to go.
Oh, peckers.
Yeah,
You can't.
I quite like. I
What?
think we should do this more often as well.
Just talk
Break
to each
out
other
of the
while
episode
the
and
guest is
just do a
looking for
little
something.
catch up.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
You also went to the football last night, didn't you, and watched your team get crushed? I'm sorry for that.
Very disappointed. Very disappointed.
Did you have a good time in spite of that, or no?
It was all right, innit? I enjoy going, but I was very disappointed with that second half.
I also noticed that here where we record the podcast at 21 Soho,
Yeah.
you had a salt beef bagel.
Yeah.
Would you recommend it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like salt beef.
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you had a Brick Lane one? Obviously.
Of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
But I don't go, like, that's kind of
Well,
far.
it's near where I live, though.
Was
So
it-
you can come visit every once in a while.
I've not been over for a while.
No, you haven't.
How's it going, Ken?
I found it. And
Okay.
Oh, you
I'll tell
found
you-
it.
And
I'll tell
now
you
back
what-
to the podcast.
Back to the
Oh,
show.
thanks a lot. I'll tell you what was weird about it. In the picture, okay, it says, the message is, "Do you know this person?" absentmindedly saw your name pop up on their phone as I was about to get up. Small world. But what's really weird is a picture of the back of my head, and he's holding up his fingers,
Swearing
at me.
Oh my God.
It's so bizarre.
Do you want to show the camera?
Camera.
Make that.
Can I make
Can
it
you
bigger?
make it bigger and see if the camera
This one
can
is
I don't know if it'll ever
get it? Because it's
pick it up.
It probably won't.
it's worth a go.
If not,
We can
Case,
send you
just
the
if it
picture.
doesn't pick it up, just like have a close up of my face, and people probably enjoy that equally as much.
Yeah.
So hang on, but I know Rhiannon isn't that common a name, but that's a real big risk to kind of go.
I think he
I
must
bet
have
you-
seen the full name.
Right.
So you've
okay.
got a saved full name, probably picture as well.
Yeah. And also, it doesn't look like he's getting up because he's sat
He's not
back
going-
down
he's
and
sat back down and he's
taking
not
a pic.
getting
So he's
up.
not. So he's not getting up. He clearly was just looking
Sorry,
over his shoulder.
if you're leaving a train, you don't like, oh, of the corner of my eye, someone's WhatsApp conversation.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I don't
And
know
what
this
does
guy.
what does your friend Rhiannon think about this whole?
She was like, oh, that was a bit weird, actually.
Yeah, I would excommunicate him.
Yeah. I don't think they even talk that often, so it's a bit bizarre, to be honest.
I might write that into Colleen Nolan Knows Best and see what.
I can't believe we haven't thought about writing into her.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
we
now
don't
you
think,
have.
do we?
Now you have.
We don't think.
We don't think.
So, Ken.
I haven't solved your problem, by the way.
Oh,
at all.
yeah.
I mean, but that was good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was good.
yeah.
That's what we call good content.
And it was similar to
Yeah.
my thing.
Yeah, I've had a situation like that. It's scary.
So it's not nice.
No,
So what do you do? I don't know what to do about it.
don't know. We look at other people's phones.
I get.
Kinda
Oh yeah.
psycho-
Or you
psycho
should just
abuse.
stare at them.
Just look back at them.
Yeah.
No. Oh, what you should do is this is great. This is like free money. You should be like, sorry, I'm just trying to write this bit of stand up. What would you do with this idea? You engage them, and they might actually have a good idea, and then you don't have to do the work. Some stranger did it for you on the tube.
I don't think they're going to be good comedians.
Yeah, but you don't know what goes on in the mind of the average person. Like people are choosing to watch and listen to this. I
That's
wouldn't.
true.
So it's like, you know.
What you should do is you should like occasionally just write something to scare them, just like
Yeah, I've thought about that.
just like kind of like The Ring. Be like, oh, if you don't share this message in 7 days, you will die.
Have you ever fallen for one of those messages? I just delete them.
I think I might have done when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
Got to share this around on MSN or you
Yeah.
die.
You
Yeah.
die or you get bad luck for 7 years.
Yeah, you don't want that.
You'll be unlucky in love. You'll be single
Your
for 10
crush
years.
won't talk to you.
Yeah.
But
To
you
be fair-
share it, your crush is going to talk to you. That's
Yeah.
what it used to be.
To be fair, I didn't share those, and I was single for 10 years.
That's why.
That's why.
So I was right.
Yeah, the proof is in the pudding.
Yeah. Should have
Um,
shared it.
So let's move on to the problem that you've brought in for us, Ken.
My problem is that I had a choice between two. One was quite boring, and one was quite. I think I'll go.
Let's
with,
have the boring one then,
Yeah,
please.
let's have the boring one.
Because we are absolutely smashing the ratings. We need to
Yeah.
calm it down. So let's
I
get the
kinda
boring one in the bag.
was thinking of just doing a really dull one and making seeing what you do with it, but
We could probably do both.
okay. My boring one is that my phone just doesn't sign into Google. It just won't sign into Google at all. I've tried to sign in all the time. It can't sign in, and it's made my life hell. I cannot.
Who is your phone provider?
My provider.
No, who makes the phone?
It's a Xiaomi phone, so it's an Android.
Oh,
So
what?
It's a what?
Xiaomi. It's a Chinese.
Xiaomi.
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 Yeah, it's Xiaomi.
Is this like?
How have I not
with
heard of that?
It's like Huawei.
I've got
It's like-
Huawei.
so they can't go on like there's a beef.
No, but they're Androids, so they can.
Yeah.
Right.
They're meant to be.
You got-
Basically, everything is tied into Google. So
You
now
need
I
to
have
get
to.
a Google phone.
Yeah, I should.
I don't know. Like, that's weird. I've had problems with the Gmail thing as well.
Yeah, I
That
can't
can be
sign in.
annoying. But doesn't it send you a text and reset password, all of
No.
that?
Basically, I try to sign in. It will do all the things, and it will sign in, and then it just not sign in, and it will just like be like, and it's the bane of my life now because I can't update any apps because
Oh,
you need
yeah.
Google Play. I can't back up my WhatsApps. I can't do anything really.
This is like the
I
film
can't
The
sign into
Terminal.
Twitter for some reason. I can't. Everything I have to do through.
This is how you wrote a Radio 4 show because you couldn't look at your phone for anything. So you had to actually just do work.
Have
been
you
like
seen
this
The
for months.
Terminal with Tom Hanks?
No.
He does like
I've heard
it.
of
Where he
European
builds
accent.
where he builds a water feature. How's that relevant?
Yeah, it's good.
He's stuck in the airport.
He's stuck in an airport.
Right. Oh, and
He has
because
to live in
because
an
he can't
airport.
log into any of his Google
Well, because
apps,
he
has to build a
his
water feature out of
country-
boredom.
I think his country's at civil war, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like doesn't exist anymore or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
And then he's stuck in an airport,
Yeah.
and he gets off
Falls
with
in
Catherine
love.
Zeta-Jones.
It's pretty
So
good.
it's not
Pretty
too
good
bad.
Life. Pretty
And do
good
you know
life.
how he ended up getting off with Catherine Zeta-Jones? Because
How?
he'd seen someone texting her over their shoulder, and then he sent a picture, and they
Hey.
went on a date.
Is this? I think I saw this guy. That's so weird. I'm really
But
annoyed
the-
about
it's
that.
It's the fingers,
Yeah,
which was an
that's-
extra. Like, this is odd.
I don't know. Look, we can't help you with
There's
that.
something-
You need
well,
to talk to Google.
I think maybe we can.
What are you going to do?
Maybe we should ask Google.
I have Googled it a million times.
No,
There's
we
no
should ask
solution.
Google what to do about the guy.
Oh, the guy, yeah, the guy, yeah. What's his name? Chris Kelly. I'm gonna dox him. Chris Kelly. I think it's his name.
Is it
I think so.
Chris Kelly?
I'm gonna add another bit to that.
Okay.
Creepy Chris Kelly.
Creepy Chris Kelly.
Yeah. Don't be
Shut up.
swearing at Ken and texting a girl.
Don't
you
be
wanna
swearing
talk
at that
to.
only Ken will probably ever have on the podcast.
Just like that, not
Yeah.
flattering a photo. At the
You
back
want
of
to
my head.
text a girl, fine, but don't.
Why don't we just go?
You know.
Yeah.
I
I
need
don't know
to-
So
yeah.
when we had Rob
Yeah.
Manuel,
Yeah.
he came up with the idea that should just flick through. There was a thing they used to do with the
Oh,
Bible.
What was the term? It was like bibli or something. but it's
Bibliology or
No,
something.
it
right,
was
where
a long
they
word.
flick through the Bible and just point at a random passage, and that would be the.
So they like
And so-
say what their problem is,
Yeah.
and then
And we had my friend Jimmy Famerera, who wrote a book on the
Yeah.
podcast. We still got his book in the studio
Mm.
because that's how much I don't want to read it. I haven't even bothered to take it back home again. So maybe we'll just flick through and see how. If you just tell me when to stop, Ken.
so this is about your. You can't sign
Google.
into Google.
Yeah, it's such a big.
And this is a book about Black African culture in London.
Mm.
So we'll see how we get on here. So
it's
give me-
relevant. It
yeah.
could be relevant.
Could also be inadvertently racist. So I'm looking forward to this.
Well,
So-
we can. That's why it's not live.
That's
Yeah,
why it's not live.
So just tell me when, Ken.
When?
Okay, now tell me when,
When?
Ken. Okay.
Don't.
Okay. This sense of appreciating the plentiful opportunities in a city like London, not to mention the sacrifices of older generations, has made it not to mention the sacrificing of older generations made it to enable their offspring to benefit from them. So this is clearly telling you to
Get off
seize
my
the
phone.
moment.
Get off my phone.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Don't worry.
worry
You're
about
right.
it.
Yeah,
Don't
you'll
worry.
notice more things for series
Yeah.
4
Think about the
of
older
the award-winning
generations.
Ken Cheng Chinese
not
comedian
jump.
show.
Let's not
Yeah.
jump the gun just yet. I've got two other shows to be out.
Who are they?
I can't remember. Tudor Owen is one of them.
Mm.
Do you know Tudor Owen?
No, what is that?
He's a
Is it
Welsh-
about
He's a Welsh comedian.
Is it about houses? Mock Tudor houses.
Do you have to
No,
do a
it's
speech
mad.
if you win?
Yeah, I think you do. I don't
Did
wanna
you
do-
win one of these, or you
No.
have been nominated before?
No, I was nominated before.
Do you, when you visualize it, what do you think?
I don't know, it's hard.
Imagine yourself.
Right, oh,
winning?
yeah,
It's
let's
hard
do
not to be a
this.
dick.
No, look. Okay, so what? Do you know what you're gonna wear?
They're not very fancy events.
Yeah, but what? But let's
just like a
let's start
smart
visualize.
casual.
If all three of us visualize it, you'll
Okay.
win. And then do we get any of the prize money for this?
There's no
Is there
prize
prize-
money.
What?
No, it's an internal award. It's worthless.
We kind of got you on here for a cut of the prize.
So hang on, no, let's still do it because if we get this to work, then we can use this to prove that visualization works.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially when 3 people do it, and then we can really make some money out of our
So we're
future
going to
guests.
visualize you winning.
Yeah.
So, Ken, talk us through. Where is it first of all?
It's
do
in
you know?
the BBC Radio Theatre.
Yeah, okay.
Which part of London is that?
That's in Oxford Circus.
Okay, so you're going to be on the tube.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to probably have an idea for a bit of stand up on the way. Someone's going to be looking at you writing it. You might
Yeah.
tell them to fuck off, so we'll just put that in there.
Yeah.
What are you going to wear?
Probably just a smart casual
Dungarees.
sweater.
Sweater.
What time of day is it?
What time of day? I think-
5?
Yeah, it's like 6:30.
So will you have eaten yet or not?
Probably would have had something.
What are you
just
probably
before.
going to have had?
No, they'll have food there. They'll have
No
food there.
food.
Don't
So-
eat first.
No.
Don't.
No.
Yeah, no, because if they're going to have food, you want to get
So
inside.
Yeah,
we're
no, yeah,
visualizing
they'll have food
Ken's
there.
turning up hungry, slightly pissed off because somebody's been looking at his new material on his
Yeah,
on his
it's
phone.
good
over.
shit.
Yeah, and he
gonna
can't
change the
upload it
face.
to his Google Drive, so
yeah.
it's getting even more
can't.
tetchy.
It's really annoying.
I think you're going to get delayed on the tube, so leave early because you're going to be a bit flustered.
rush
You're going
hour
to get
as well.
there, and you're not going to really be in the mood. You'll be a bit hot, but then, you're going to sit down at the table. You're not really thinking about it because of all this little inconveniences on the way, and then they open up the envelope. Who's going to be
Well, he's
presenting
got to do
it?
some small talk first with the people around him.
yeah.
It's important.
Yeah, you have
some
to
canapes.
You're
do-
mainly
how do you
there
do?
for the small talk.
Networking, and there's going to be people there that aren't even nominated for anything. That just want to talk to you.
I think knowing when my friend Jimmy won an award,
Yeah.
they already know who's won, so that's who they get pictures with quite often. So early, because everyone's like, "Can we have a picture of you for the website or
Really?
whatever?" Yeah, so
That's
you
cheeky.
kind of knew. So people will be taking your photo, and then you're going to get called up. Who's presenting it? Probably another Ken Bruce from
Ken Dodds.
Radio
Ken
2.
Loach.
Ken
Loach.
Dodd is dead, so it's unlikely to be him.
Ken Dodd,
Rest
yeah.
in peace.
Ken Clark.
Who's Ken Clark?
Ex-Tory Chancellor.
He'll probably do it.
Yeah.
And
Tory
they'll
Chancellor
say,
under John
and-
Major.
The nominees, and then they'll pause for ages because they think there's going to be a video playing but there won't be. So it'll be like, and the nominees, and then they'll be like, why did you stop? And they'll be like, oh, sorry, I thought you were going to play a clip. And they're like, no, it doesn't work like that. And then there'll be a bit of a embarrassed laugh from the whole room, and then they'll be like, the Tudor guy, someone else, and Ken Cheng. They'll say your name third, and the winner is Ken Cheng, Chinese comedian. And that's how it's going to go down.
And I'll
All
go
right.
up
What are you
there.
going to say?
I'll be like, thanks so much.
Woo!
Yep. I'd like to say thank you to my producer, Rajiv, the BBC, my parents, my girlfriend. That's it.
Does she need thanking?
Yeah. One of the episodes about her.
Okay, cool.
Oh.
The second episode is all about her.
Is that it? No little...
Thank you for this great prize. Can you say that?
Thank you for this great prize money. Thank you for £5,000 of great British pounds sterling.
Now I feel bad because I feel like had I not said all that stuff about the TV license, there would be more money in the pot for prize money.
There still wouldn't. There still wouldn't.
I don't think that's where it goes.
Yeah, they don't go there. They all go to Claudia Winkleman.
you gotta throw a
Claudia
cheeky-
Claudia
Winkleman
Winkleman's
gets
fringe.
yeah, it costs every license fee is to pay for one extra strand of her fringe.
You've got to throw a cheeky joke in.
Yeah.
Right, so let's workshop it.
Okay. Well, I might say because one episode is about the relationship and one episode is about the pandemic, I might say thank you to the two most important things to writing this show, which were my girlfriend and a deadly virus that killed millions of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And their sacrifice
Yeah, the sacrifice.
Meant that I could...
win this prizeless award.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe if you could just throw in an anti-vax thing as well.
Anti-vax,
Just-
yeah.
And then do you want to maybe
Right.
do
Pfizer is poison.
and then do you want to maybe do a kind of homage to the Brit Awards?
Yeah.
And then sort of Jarvis Cocker maybe Moon,
Muzo.
an imaginary Michael Jackson, and then shout fuck the BBC and then storm off with your award.
I could do a homage to every bad awards moment in
Ever.
history.
I
Like
mean,
one of
how
the big
long
ones.
were you going to have?
Probably
to-
10 seconds.
10
They want to move it on.
And you need to get the thinking about Pfizer, so...
Yeah.
But yours is early, so it doesn't matter if it runs over.
That's true. Yeah, that's some other people's problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you going to hang around after?
Yeah, I think so.
If you win.
Because if you want to, soak up the
Adulation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we hope you do it. We think you will now that we've visualised
Yeah,
it.
we
And all the
visualised it
listeners
like
would
that.
have also visualised.
Thanks.
Us visualising it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except this will probably go out after the awards, so.
Do you reckon?
That's
When's this gonna go out?
Where?
When?
Don't know, man. In a
On,
year
on
or something.
Blaze.
Oh,
That's
no.
all I...
Blaze.
When?
When?
Yeah, when?
Soon.
Release
Soon.
date? Before March 19th.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Should we reference some things that might happen in March and April?
Yeah.
That-
If you're listening to this in the future, the world has changed.
Yeah.
That's good.
The world has changed. What?
Should we do? I don't know. I was going to do a predict the future kind
Yeah,
of.
let's predict the future.
We recorded this in March 17th.
We recorded this in
The world is a much different
1998.
place to what you remember.
Shall we? Do
Okay,
you want to
let's
get
do
to
listeners.
a listener's problem?
Yes,
Shall
please.
I go for it?
Yeah, you go for it.
Okay. So listeners can send in their problems that we and our guest will help with.
To the Gmail address, gotaproblemmate@gmail.com.
We're not saying that to insult. That looks like.
Oh yeah, we're rubbing it in.
Yeah,
you can't
no,
get on the Gmail.
That
I
was
can't.
already Gmail.
If you've got what's the phone called?
A Xiaomi.
If you've got a Xiaomi, you can send it to gotaproblemmate@yahoo.com.
Is it a good phone?
What's that?
Is it a good phone?
Yeah, it was
value?
good fun. It was like £100,
Oh,
but it's like got proper stuff. Chinese phones are really cheap, but you know,
Huawei.
you got Huawei.
Very cheap.
I had a Huawei for a bit. They're good.
Marriage AA asks.
Marriage AA.
Marriage AA is the name of the person. This is their
sounds-
problem. A family member has views that don't align with mine. Won't be specific. It's my mum's birthday soon, and I don't want it to flare up between two of the attendees about this subject. How do I manage the crowd?
I think. Oh no, it's not for me to answer, is it actually? So you go for it.
So it doesn't even say what the problem is.
Well, I think they don't want to be specific, but it's probably going to be that they're like right wing. I mean, what? Oh, come on.
Transphobia, I reckon. It's
Could be
always
transphobic.
transphobia these days.
Right wing could be to do like it could be anti-vaxxer.
Yeah.
That is a thing that makes.
Anti-vax.
But it's like at this stage, anti-vax is so irrelevant now because like no
And
one's.
they've all died.
It's like no one's getting a vaccine anyway. Who's
Flat earther.
flat earther?
Could be
Yeah,
flat
Could be any of
earther.
those, right?
You can get over flat earther. You
Could be the person that's writing handwritten God letters to me and putting them through my front door.
Could be. Could be a Tottenham fan.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
true.
it could be a football thing.
Let's read it again. Let's get the meat and bones of it.
I'll
again.
read it again. I
That's-
get the meat and
Meat
the
and
bones.
bones.
Meat and bones.
Like a good broth, the
Yeah.
meat and bones.
A family member has views that don't align with mine.
Okay.
Won't be specific. It's my mum's birthday soon, and I don't want it to flare up between two of the attendees.
How did you say flare then?
Two
Flare?
of the attendees. as
Flare
in
up.
Flare up.
themselves and the guy, or
Flare up. It just says between two of the attendees about the subject. How do I manage the crowd? So I guess
it's very vague, but I would say
it could happen between two more of the attendees.
I guess maybe their partner. I reckon
Hmm.
what they're not saying is they're in a non-heterosexual relationship, and their partner is going to get a lot of homophobia from the guy,
Yeah.
the father.
I
As a
mean,
dad,
literally, it could be that it's like they're a West Ham fan.
Yeah,
we
it
don't
could be.
know.
we don't know.
We don't know what the thing is.
Yeah.
But how do you deal with that?
I've
with awkward,
got an
opposing
idea.
views.
I think you go in with big news that blows,
That's quite
that
good.
like steers the topic of conversation. And with big news, and even if it's something that hasn't happened, then you can deal with that later.
Yep.
Like, I mean, it'd be easy for us to be like a big career thing. Like, I'd go in and be like, guys, I am going to be the new host of Have I Got News For You? And then everybody would talk about that because it's something everybody understands. And then
Yeah.
afterwards, I could be like, oh, it's not, it went away. As your agent might say to you, that
went
opportunity
away.
has gone away now.
Pencil has been released.
They went with someone else.
went
But
with
assuming they're
someone
not, assuming they're not in a creative job like that, or like you could announce a fake baby announcement, but that would
Fake
be
baby.
weird. But what
Yeah.
else could it be?
Um,
I'm moving to Canada.
country.
I'm moving to
I'm
Canada.
Dying. Say I'm dying.
I'm dying.
If you're dying, then they can't argue about politics because no one wants to argue about politics with a dead
Yeah.
person.
I guess you got to keep changing the subject.
Yeah, I think so.
If it comes up, you're just
Go
what,
with a lot of topics.
What about this cake though?
I reckon bring a game. Bring a
You
game.
love board
game.
games,
I love
don't
board
you?
games though.
So what
yeah.
would you take?
Probably a game which is like it's hard to actually get into any serious conversations. So,
Not Monopoly.
Not Monopoly.
Not
yeah.
Risk, because
Not
that
Risk,
could be
Risk sucks.
political.
Not Scrabble,
Risk
in
sucks.
case you wanted
In
to
case
write
the words come up.
fucking hammer if they're a West Ham fan.
Fucking hammer. It's worth so many points though. Fucking hammer. It's worth like 100 points.
What about like Mousetrap?
Mousetrap? I don't play Mousetrap.
Is
but
that like how do you actually play
It's a board
Mousetrap?
game where you build
you
the
build
trap
the
and
Mousetrap thing?
Is that actually a board game?
I don't even
Yeah.
know if it
Isn't
is.
it just
And
a
then the
thing
last
that's
bit,
cool?
Yeah.
and then the
questions,
last
aren't
the
there?
last bit, your character lands on the little trigger that sets the ball rolling, and it goes through a bathtub, and it makes a man. No, the ball rolls down like a thing, and then it goes on a lever, and then the man jumps off a diving board, and he lands in the bathtub, and then it drops the cage over the mouse.
So that just happens if you win at
If
the
you
end.
win,
Yeah.
it's very exciting.
Yeah.
That's a bit much. Like, have you ever played? Oh,
Unless the topic is cleanliness, and it might be
Yeah.
like, oh, you've got mice in your flat, so I'd avoid that. Pick
that's
a
true.
board game
It's
that's
got to
not
be
gonna.
neutral.
Yeah, you have to find a neutral.
What's the
board
most
game.
neutral board game?
Oh, I've got an idea. You could just spike everyone's drinks.
No.
That's
No.
a solution to
Joey,
everything, Joey.
No. He always goes
Yeah.
to crime.
Yeah, crime is not the solution.
I'm
It's-
sorry about this.
Yeah, it's okay. I reckon you put on like catchphrase, TV show catchphrase.
But what if
But it
someone's
could be like, what's Mr. Chips doing? He's
Yeah.
stolen your girlfriend if it's an infidelity
yeah,
thing.
oh,
that's
he's
not-
voting
Yeah,
Lib
that's true.
Dem, you know? You don't know.
Yeah.
He's at the polling station.
Fuck. There's no way to avoid politics, is there, in our modern world? And that is the true problem with
There is. You should live
with
in my little
social
head.
media. I reckon.
It's pretty bad, isn't it?
I reckon it's social media's fault.
Oh, you could be like, guess who I've become friends with? And then it'd be like a really famous person.
And then hire a lookalike. to
No,
come
and
over.
then all night you talk about how great it is to be Tom Hanks' best friend.
Tom Hanks.
Well, I
Hanks
don't know.
again.
Yeah,
He's
Hanks
come out
again.
twice now.
Yeah, it's a difficult
It's
one.
very much what I do, Ken. I like to loop things back to something.
Yeah,
He's
I
been
usually
working on
just cut out.
callbacks.
I just cut out people who I disagree with.
But it's a family event, right?
Yeah, but I cut out family.
But
Oh,
gotta-
you could just not go.
Yeah.
What if you were busy? Then it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
And then you
just-
find out
it's
about
their
the fallout.
mum's birthday. I
Oh, mum's
think,
birthday.
Right? So
Well, that's tough.
gotta go to that.
Kidnap the mum.
It'd be like call a SWAT team on the dad, get them arrested for like
For
the worst crime. There's
war,
ways
war crime.
war crimes.
Okay, report them for a war
Yeah.
crime. So I hope that's
Oh,
helped.
you could have a pre. I've got it. Right, you could have a pre-mum's birthday Netflix password sharing party, and bring someone
Yeah.
with COVID, and everyone gets COVID, and the event gets cancelled.
Yeah.
No, again,
Get COVID.
no,
Get
you
COVID.
can't spread COVID.
You can't.
You shouldn't.
You can.
Yeah, but you
can,
could to
sure
avoid
can.
this.
I'm doing it right now. Oh, I've covered. I've covered, by the way. What are you gonna do? There's no laws
What are you
against
gonna
it.
do? Call the police?
There's no laws against it right now. Do you
No.
know that?
No.
There's not a single law against
that
having
true?
COVID and going into a room. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Cool.
Yeah. There's no. Doesn't make any
There
sense.
should be a law about spreading new podcasts because there's so many. yeah, here
Oh,
we
that
are.
is
Here we are.
illegal. That's why we're underground.
Yeah, yeah. in a
We're
bunker.
200 miles underground.
It's hard. I think you gotta keep changing the so. Oh, I know what you do.
What?
You get a dog. You get
Oh,
a
yeah.
puppy.
Oh.
You get a puppy.
You get a puppy and you bring the puppy.
Yeah.
What if the opinion is they really like cats, though?
Then a kitten.
Yeah. But
Whatever's gonna. There has to be one
Gerbil?
that everyone likes. Gerbil.
do you have anyone in your families? Bill. Bill? Do you have anyone in your families that you
I obviously do
really
know how to
cannot
say
get
it.
along with? That you can empathise
Generally,
with?
it's all right.
Yeah,
I've not. I don't have any weird political things. Maybe if there's some weird, awkward things you don't agree on, you just don't talk about it.
Mm.
Right? Just don't. It just doesn't come up.
Yeah. What about you? You must have. You must have.
I
some
must
family.
have, yeah. I mean, I've actually got some actual convicted criminals in one side of my family, but we don't really
well.
speak to them. So
Yeah, that's fine. See, that's.
I've
that's
got an
like a
uncle.
crime.
I've got an uncle who's got the Mike Tyson tattoo on his face. We don't
Tattoo
speak to him anymore.
Of the
Of Mike Tyson just on his
my
shit, yeah.
face, and then that has a Mike Tyson tattoo.
Yeah, yeah.
When did he get that?
When it was all the rage.
When was it? When was it all the rage?
Well, when old Mickey T did it.
Yeah.
It was
He
all the
just
rage.
copied Mike Tyson.
He also bit someone's ear.
Yeah. So the solution is to get a little animal to entertain everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Or hire a comedian and make it a corporate. I'm
Corporate.
free.
Oh,
Yeah, but that's
I'll
expensive.
do a corporate. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I think there's a lot of options there for this.
There's a
person.
lot of options.
So many options.
I
None of
think,
them
yeah,
amazing, but-
changing the subject though is
Yeah. As we're going to
Solid.
do, as we come to the end of this
that was
episode.
really good.
That was.
He's
really
getting
so
better.
good. I'm
I
getting so
could
good.
not have seen that coming at all.
Thank you very much, Ken.
Ken,
Thank you.
you've been. It's been so nice to meet you, and I've really enjoyed listening to your series, having never seen your
glad.
stand up, and now,
Glad.
yeah, what a treat for me.
Yeah.
You've
What a
broadened my
treat.
horizons
I
by
hope you're
just
on
doing
the-
your job.
Thank you. I hope you're on the judging panel.
Yeah. Oh yeah. About that.
We'll send some emails. We'll see if
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
can.
Is there anything other than your appearance at the awards that you'd like to plug?
I'm a plug. I'll plug my general online presence. Ken Cheng Comedy on
You like
Twitter,
Ken Cheng
Instagram.
Comedy.
If you want to watch me play board games, I often play board games on a channel called No Rolls Barred. You can check that out.
What is that? Where's that on?
A YouTube channel.
Oh,
No Rolls Barred.
live.
Often they're video, like YouTube, they're recorded videos.
Right.
Cool. Well, thank you for rolling the dice and joining us on this episode.
Yeah.
And we hope you weren't bored.
Yeah.
By
I'm on
any
tour
of the
as
game
well. I
chat.
keep forgetting
Oh, yeah,
I'm on
tell people
tour.
you're
I'm on tour around the UK and Dublin.
Yeah.
I
Lads
keep
on
forgetting.
tour.
Lads on tour.
I'm
Please.
trying to get my Instagram followers from 3,060 to 3,062. So please do find me at Joey Page Comedy. But also follow the podcast Instagram and TikTok at gotaproblemmate, or use the hashtag at... No, I'm not going to do it again.
Twitter. We're on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram,
And Blaze TV.
Blaze TV with William Shatner, and of course on all your podcast apps and all of that. Please tell all your cousins.
Wherever you got this podcast, keep getting it where you got this podcast.
Why would you change?
Why would you change? Don't touch that dial until next time.
Yeah. Although it is also video, so then you could go on YouTube to look at us if you wanted. But
Yeah, or you could go
don't
on,
do it.
or you could make me a Wikipedia page because I don't have one. Anyway, that's all we got time for. For him, Bilal Zafar, for him, Ken Cheng, and for me, Joey Page. This has been Got a Problem, Mate podcast.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.